Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Australian Ricci Mahjong Association Team League. I'm SBT and I will be the lead commentator for today. Just as always, we have a look at the league rules just quickly. We are Aka-ari, Tobi-nashi, Atamahane Ari, Kiragaya Mangan, no abortive draws, and 30-10 Uma. The current standings are as follows. We have Dora for Losers in first, AUNSW Wanderers in second, Notice Me Tenpai Uwu in third, Chumbo Nomi in fourth, followed by the Powerpuff Boys, Flame Curse Evil Eye, Zombon Chikaritas, The Last Wife Players, Tile Dreaming, and Kun for Fun. Tonight on the commentary desk, I am joined by Tenho 8th Dan and Sanma 9th Dan, D. Allen. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Hopefully I can provide a quality commentary for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for being here. Now, we are 60 seconds out from, rather 50 seconds out from our first game today. So game one, we will be spectating AKTK, JCakes 5, and I've had a blank. I can't remember the last player. Visa on the first table here. 30 seconds out now. So I guess I would ask you what would you how do you feel about this game, but don't know much about the players themselves, do you?
Well, JCakes told me that he'd be very delighted if I commented on his game.
Oh, is that so?
On it, so he gets his wish. Be careful what you wish for, JCakes.
All right.
Here we go.
We're going live to the game now, loading in as we speak. Alright, so East 1, we have AKTK in first, in East, sorry, Visa in South, 5 in West, and JCakes in North. Let's open up the hands here so people can have a look. We've got a pair of the Red Dragons here for J, and lots of loose Onitars and Mun, so probably likely to be a Honetsu push here. In AKTK's hand, we actually see decent shapes. No Dora, however, but the 7 bamboo there can definitely accept a Dora if he happens to draw it. Visa with very nice Pinfu looking shape. How would you approach Visa's hand in this scenario? He's it's a little bit awkward having that pair of the North there, isn't it?
Yeah, most likely that this hand shapes up to be Tanyao or Pinfu. The times it gets kind of plugged up is if we draw another pair, since it becomes Chitoi to Shantan, and then it could be somewhat troublesome from him.
Alright.
Let's see how it evolves.
And finally, in 5's hand, we have a completed Iperko, and actually Ishanten on Tenpai here decides to break his 1-2 bamboo to hold on to the 4-6 shape, moving towards a Tanyao here. Pretty nice hand for 5, isn't it?
Yes.
We see a Chi from JCakes here, definitely moving towards that Honetsu. Looking at the current board state, would you expect him to be able to finish off here, or do you feel like 5's just a touch too fast?
Honestly, I would like Touch's hand much better. 5's hand much better. But it could go well for Jay if he can manage to draw some honor tiles very quickly.
Yeah, we do see he's cheat the second 1-2-3 shape here, so it's it's possible he could get there, but not quite. Stream is broken. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
I've just been informed the stream is broken. Please give me a quick moment.
Okay.
Unfortunately, grabbing some technical errors today.
Meanwhile, AK has reached a Tsumori San Anko Tenpai, waiting on a 2 and 3 pin. One of each already out though. 5 immediately drawing 3-pin. And he chases Ricci, which is unfortunately caught. Ricci, Patsu Aka. A lot of Fu. That is a 12k for AK.
We apologize for the technical delay there. It's unfortunately the stream did happen to break at the last moment, so we're trying to fix it on the spot. As the Alan has mentioned here, there has been a reach for AKTK. Now that was a free Hun Mungun, wasn't it?
Yes, with 60 Fu, 3 Han is enough for Mungun. Good to know.
We'll have a look.
Unfortunate for 5.
We'll have a scan through just quickly for those who missed it. Happened to be
the instant replay.
Yeah. A reach followed by an unfortunate Ippat steal in for 5.
5 was actually in Tenpai for Kanchan 5-mon. He drew a tile he didn't necessarily want, but still in Tenpai, so he took it. Unfortunate for him. Oh, the stream looks to be working now.
We see a quick pawn for 5 here with double Dora, and actually Ishan 10 again. You know, taking a big hit early, but this is definitely his ticket back in. Jay picks up a red 5 here for 2 Dora of his own. Possibly, if he held on to a couple of the honors, maybe a pinned Honitsu was possible. However, does manage to pawn the north here. Could move towards north 2 Dora or even north Honitsu 2 Dora if he manages to draw exceptionally well. AKTK with the second dealership here has a Ipeco shape and lots of bamboos. And finally Visa, you know, another Ipeco shape, copy of the Dora, but couple pairs here and there he might have to cut just to round out his hand more nicely. Did you have a comment on this hand, Dion?
I wanted to comment that the stream was kind of lagging behind a bit, but it seems to have fixed it. Seems to have fixed itself already. No problem with that. Alright, 5 has just cheat Dora and Tempa into a Mangan. Can't do so. Visa has his Tempa of his own. Fortunately, not the one that needs to discard the deal in tile 2, so. 2-5 Mon looking very strong here.
We see a reach for Visa here. This is looking to be a reach Tanyao Dora 1, Possa, and lots of double Ura potentials all across the board here. 5-1 does get him that Takame. Bold Dora discard here for Jay.
Dora was Gambutsu against Visa's Richi, so
yes.
Just playing it safe. Also 5 playing it tricky.
Definitely
changing his shape to a Sanso. The fabled Sanso, also a Gambutsu.
Yeah, praise Sanso. Definitely Gambutsu.
Yes, praise.
Possibly may catch a couple players off guard here. Does look to be a Honitsu shape looking from the other side. No longer Honitsu though. Looking with the Kun of the 9-man. Flipping Dora. New Dora is Chun. Doesn't seem to be useful for anyone here. Meanwhile, Jay is also Tenpai, but Visa snipes the win here. Reach Sumo, Tanyao, red 5 for the Mungun. Flips double 6-man Ura.
So close.
So close yet so far close. Indeed. Grabs himself first place here.
Nice pickup for Visa then. That was a loaded game. On to E2. Jay with a pair of Dora Yakuhai, if he can get this quickly. He starts off by pawning of the 5-pin, going for Atazuke. He has double Yakuhai, so that makes sense. speeding his hand up. Visa also has double Yakai too. Pair of whites and a pair of tone.
I feel
Seems
like
like
I.
either
Yeah, go on.
seems like either of these guys probably have the win here, unless someone draws exceptionally well.
Jay, I definitely favor Jay's hand here just because of the double Dora. It's just a little bit faster than everyone else's, and his hand is a little bit faster than everyone's hand. Sorry. We also do see that Visa and Five happen to be sharing the white dragons here, so they're probably unlikely to get it from either of each other.
Yeah. J into 10 by now. 2 Yaku and 3 Dora. Can someone else stop him? AK and Feast are both in each on 10.
Would you be worried at this point, seeing the pawn of the free Dora from Jay, or would my hand is fast enough to compete, I will try to push in maybe Visa's or Five's hand here?
It truly depends. I mean, he's pawn Dora and Realman, I think. He discarded the 3-4 from his hand, which signals like extreme strength.
Jay finds us
I
on
would
the 9 pin for Chun Dora free. Moving on to East 3 now, we have Five, in a little bit of a hole here, but with his dealership, looking to climb out of that said hole. Completed shape in the 1-2-3 Muns and a Kanchan in the 4-6. Other than that, he's got a Runman in the Sozu 4-5, but not much else going for him. J Cakes, he's got shape, but it's a little bit value light currently. AKTK, copy of the Dora, nice shapes all around. Favorable hand to try to extend his lead a little bit here. Finally, Visa, 2 copies of Dora here.
He needs a bit more help in his shapes compared to the other people, though. 5 needs to make something happen at this dealership. He has 9,000, 8,900 points, whereas all the other guys have like 30k. Very far behind. Looking to play this hand aggressively.
See a 1-pin pickup for AKTK here. This is actually it'd be a little bit awkward in this case, wouldn't it? Because he already has the completed shape in the 1-2-3-4. Does decide to cut it here.
Yeah, that was a hard what would you do question. Interesting. I feel he's aiming for a 2-3-4 Sanshoku, possibly. Drawing the Dora is somewhat of a backfire. Decides to keep it. Deem the 8 mana not useful enough.
Does decide to cut it here.
Oh, and the immediate backfire. Tough sumos all around. Five collecting some Manzu, but it's not coming together. J is in a good Enchantan, a double round min shape.
We do see a lot of Dora in Visa's hand here, but it's all, compared to the other hands currently, it is just a touch slow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jay's got a pair of the Hatsuyu Pon to grab Tenpai here. Five, is a lot faster than well, it's not exactly fast, but it's a nice looking shape. AKTK also with 2 Dora and a arguably better shape than Visa. So we're gonna have to, have a look at how this hand progresses. We do see Jay pawn the hearts, but not... I'm pretty sure he was Tenpai. Unless my eyes deceive me.
He could have taken Tenpai by discarding 7 Mon.
Yeah.
He...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, definitely. He definitely could have taken the Tenpai here. Maybe sensing the free 6 pin isn't too much of a good weight and is trying to finesse his way around it, but even so, it's... I'm not sure I agree with the line, Jay.
Perhaps sensing that 6-9 Mon is a good weight. He wants to make his pair in the pinsu and aim for that weight.
Would have found the win here, but unfortunately, has changed his weight. We do see AKTK is in a very awkward Ishan 10 here. Has an Iperko shape, but, had to cut that Dora from his hand out of a, pretty risky moment, all things considered.
Yeah, and also his 1-4 is pretty much dead, considering that 4 of them are on the board, and he uses 2 of them.
We find
How will he maneuver?
Yeah, we find Tenpai here for 5. Does he decide to reach? It's actually very value. It looks to be reach nothing at this current moment. Does decide to reach here. Good aura. Good aura potential, I guess.
Yeah. Also, he's dealer. He needs to try to make something happen.
Definitely. No parts, unfortunately. 8 bamboo here for Jay. Could be a crucial moment. Does decide to fold out of this hand wisely. Can maneuver back into Tenpai here if he manages to find the any of the 8-5 bamboo or the 6-9 mun.
Oh, just dealing in. Makes it into Tenpai.
8-5 bamboo. We do see 4 of the 5 bamboos and actually Jay's weight is actually just completely dead. He doesn't know that, but very dead. Unfortunate pickup here for Jay. 4, 5, 6 broken up. AKTK does take chi here. Tenpai on the 9 bamboo. No Yaku. Getting close to the exhaustive draw now. We don't... 5's weight is completely dead at this point, but so is Jay's. The only one who could potentially win this is AKTK on a high 10-9 bamboo. Actually decides to fold here during the 1 month, so we will walk into the exhaustive draw with 5 and JKX and Tenpai.
JK playing it somewhat conservatively. Pushing for a K10 there.
We all know Jay definitely likes that K10. A very prominent member, Jay Cakes, a member of the Usapin K10 cult, you could say.
a prominent pusher of K10, I would assume.
East 3-1 Honda. 1 stick in the middle as a bonus for whoever wins this hand here. We see 2 copies of the Dora for Jay in a very nice shapes actually. 2 completed sets and a 3-5 shape in the bamboos. Could possibly go towards a Sunshock if he draws in the right direction, but having a completed shape already in the 4-5-6 might make that a little bit difficult unless he manages to slide very well here. AKTK, he's gone cold after his couple wins. This hand isn't all too much. What would you be looking for with this hand? Because I'm thinking Cheetoy, but can't be Cheetoy with only 4 pairs here.
Well, definitely, I think this hand would be Cheetoy. Our pairs are somewhat disconnected.
Drawing that 6 pin here actually might facilitate the Cheetoy here, but it is just a touch value light unless he manages to find a Dora. A copy of a red Dora or the Dora itself. Visa with a copy of the Dora himself and, decent shapes, but not the best shapes in the world. Another Dora actually makes his hand slightly better. Would you be looking to, go Tanyao Dora here, or would you still play just a little bit normally, considering that it's very possible that you could just end up in like a reach Dora Dora?
Trying out Dora Dora would be my main focus given Visa's hand right now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of calling potential with that hand, and with Tan Yao, that would be the obvious line forward. Finally, we come to the dealer 5 here. Very nice shapes. Looking possibly Pinfu, possibly 234 Sanshoku. Which hand do you like the most?
Hmm. Looking at it, I would like. I I think I like Jay's hand the most, considering that he has 3 completed melds already. Very close to Sean 10. That being said, I like AKTK's Chitoitsu. People say that Chito is a shortcut to Hanemon.
And a shortcut to Hanuman it can be, especially with the red 5s in this league. Definitely makes it a lot easier to get there. We see Visa pawn the 2-man here and grabs himself, looks to be Ishanten. Yep, Ishanten for Tanyao Dora 2 here. 3-man draw puts himself into Tenpai, 2-5-man. He's unfortunately used up a lot of the 2 months himself, and let's looking around. It seems to be only one of the actually no, his weight. Yeah, only one of the 2 months left in the wall for him to find.
Might work as deception though. Who waits on a Tumon that they pawned?
We see JCake's Tenpai here manages to reach. We're looking at reach Dora Dora. Unfortunately, no Sanshoku, but you know, take what you can get.
Yeah. The reach of failed dreams. We take those.
Reach your foul dreams. 7-month visa could have possibly shifted into a 4-month 7-pin weight. Does elect to discard the 7-month here. You know, how do you feel about that line? Do you feel like you would have switched to the Shampon weight, or would you have kept this better looking run then?
I feel he had a lot of options there. But I feel I would have done the same thing as he did.
3-month is just a little bit dicey to discard into this current field, isn't it?
Yes, that's my thought process. Getting to Ryukyoku is a good outcome from him too.
Yeah. We walk into the exhaustive draw. Only Visa and J-Cakes in Temper here. 2 5-man and 4 bamboo. Unfortunately, not quite getting there for Jay. He does manage to grab himself a dealership now, though. 2 sticks and 2 Honda in the middle. Lots of potential value for anyone who can win this hand. Dora is 2 bamboo and no... Only 2 people can potentially use it currently. 5 and J-Cakes. 5 electing to take the second pay pawn opportunity. Moves towards possibly pay Dora, maybe? Jay...
Value is in the middle, I would assume, with the 2 Richi sticks and 2 Honba. That's definitely something you want to capture.
Yes, definitely. That 1,000, that rather 2,000 point hand quickly turns into 4,600. So, yeah, definitely a good line to take here. Jay draws himself 5 bamboo. It's, you know, it's actually a very awkward hand. What would you be looking to do with Jay's hand here? You looking at maybe a 5, 6, 7 Sun Shoku, or are you just looking to reach, hopefully?
My best hope would be for Jay to draw the Dora directly. Other than that, we really don't have an option. We just need to play our tiles efficiently, I hope.
AKTK with an Iperco looking shape and an Uncle of the 8-man. Not the Dora in this case, but it's, you know, it's still a nice Uncle to have, especially with his hand. Can move towards maybe a Reach Tanyao looking hand here. Finally,
yeah, his 7-mon discard really indicates that he's going for Tanyao. Unfortunately, drawing the 1 pin doesn't shift him in his favor, but it still helps him.
We see Jay picks up a free bamboo Sunsaw and decides to cut the the ISO losing his door acceptance chance. How do you feel about that line? Would you be looking to go towards like maybe pawning a couple tiles to go towards Tan Yao in his case?
Yeah, I feel he's gearing up towards maximum Tanyao efficiency right now.
Definitely looking to capture that 2600 in the middle. Finally, we get to Visa. Not exactly sure how to feel about this. Has a lot of 7-8, 6-7 shapes. Could possibly go towards a Sunshoku himself. Backfire here for Jay. Unfortunately, drawing the 2 bamboo. It stings a little, but his hand is still playable in this case.
It's better than the other people drawing it, people would
Definitely.
say.
Does find a second copy here. Decides to cut the Sanso here. Blasphemy.
Somehow the backfire making his hand more valuable.
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, AK.
AKTK with a pawn. Tenpai here could take go towards that toy shape and does take the toy shape instead of waiting on the 2-5 bamboo. Jay's in a little bit of trouble here now.
Jay Sanso looks as if in danger. Can he dodge this? Ooh.
I guess if he finds maybe a 4 bamboo specifically, he can get dig his way out here. But deal a free door in hand, you're quite likely to deal into this. Visa finds a 2-man and deals in. Tanyao Toy for 5-2. Things are heating up, aren't they? South 1 now. Games scores are pretty close, all things considered. Copy of the door here.
Contention for first and second is pretty hard going right now.
Definitely. Let's take a step back and consider things from R5's point of view here. What are you how would you progress your way through this game now? You're South 1, you've got your dealership coming up, last place, but still plenty of time. Are you still maybe playing normally, or are you looking to step up your game and maybe hit a couple Hanemans here and there?
If I were in his shoes, I would just try and stay tight, stay somewhat conservative, go for bigger hands than normal, but not doing something exceptionally deranged.
See, AKTK.
Not pushing too much.
Yep.
Yeah,
we see AKTK finds a triple Dora here. Big. Especially in his dealership. Can go towards Tanyao Dora free here for definitely a very nice Mungun for him. Grabs himself a big lead over J-Cakes, who's currently in second. Speaking of...
if he can get this will be big for him.
Yeah, definitely.
12k is nothing to scoff at.
Finds a 1-pin, so he can't call his way towards that Tanyao anymore unless he happens to find a 4-pin slide. 1-pin definitely does improve his hand. Ishan 10 now. Potential, actually a very big Ishan 10 shape, isn't it? Can take the 4-man, 1 bamboo, 4 bamboo, 5 bamboo, 8 bamboo. Even 3 bamboo here. So very nice shape.
Perfect Ishan 10 for AK. He's in.
Finds the Tenpai here on the 3 bamboo. Decides to reach as he's got no Yaku. 5-8 bamboo weight. Jay is, I wouldn't say once again in danger, but he's holding 3 of those weights. Wouldn't really expect any of them to come out from him here.
Not from that shape.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 5. Mad Lad, Tunky Ricci on the 8 bamboo. Now, we do have Atamahane here, so if the 8 bamboo happens to come from Visa, we will see Heartbreak on the side of AKTK. This is, by all definitions of the word, quite spicy. Visa, it's kind of stuck. He's got a copy of the Red Dora here, but not much shape going for him, so we're likely to see him take a folding line here, I think. Happens to draw the 8-pin. That might actually change things. Would you push Visa's hand in if you were playing here?
I'd have been looking to fold, but he's out of folding tile. He was out of folding tiles, which is why chose to discard the 8 pin, I feel, being dealer Genbutsu.
Are you worried that there's no door out? Or, do you feel like, nah, this is fine, I'll just keep going?
Most definitely, I'd be very concerned about no
Very
door being
concerned.
shown.
See a 4-man draw here for Jay. That's actually quite live in his eyes, so it's quite out of this hand.
It's up to 5 and AK who can draw the 8 so now. Oh, still 1-5 so. Oh, there he goes.
We do see a very nice summer here for AKTK. Unfortunate for 5 that you got to do what you got to do to get that to get back into the game here. Mangan
I like that challenging Ricci for him. That 8 so chunky. I like the fight.
Definitely. Oh boy. Okay, so South 1 situation is reversed now. 5 with the Dora 4 in the scenario. Definitely going to try to go as fast as possible here. AKTK with the thumbs up. Good shape for AKTK. It has a confirmed pair in the 9-man and very wide acceptance here in the pins. Happens to draw 2 and 3-man in succession, so advances his hand quite nicely. Visa, Unco of the 8 pin this time instead of the 8-man, and good shapes in the 6-7 pin as well. Run men's all around his hand actually. And finally, Jay with an Unco of the West, completed shape in the pins, but not much else going for him value-wise. How are you feeling looking at this hand? You getting jittery? Because I'm definitely feeling quite excited for this Dora 4 hand.
Yes, 5 needs something to happen right now, and he has the perfect hand to make it happen. Could he? If he gets like a Hanuman Sumo right now, he's right in the game. Oh, and he picks up a nice draw here.
We are a little bit behind, but we do see this draw. Very nice draw. Actually, yeah, that is a very nice draw for him now. Red 5 pin progresses towards Ishan 10. This is, if Jay were here, he would be yelling golden Ishan 10 here. Actually, he would be yelling gold Ishan 10, but looking at it again, this isn't actually quite that golden Ishan 10 as the 8-5 man doesn't put him into the best of shapes.
It would put him in a very good Ishan 10 though.
We do find
and that yawning emote from 5. Such manners.
Such manners indeed.
Such mannerisms.
We do find the Ricci here waiting on the 3-6 pin. Very big hand here.
Gigantic. Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 5?
Dora 6, I think it is.
If he sumos, it's Paimon.
No, it is Dora 5. Oh boy, this is it's quite interesting. We do see two of the 3-6 pin already in the pond and 4 elsewhere, leaving him only 3. Rather 2 of the weights for him to find. It's definitely getting pretty dicey.
Thing is, no one seems to be even in Ishan 10 right now, so he could very well drag this out until he draws it.
Jay is definitely moving towards a folding line here with the triple shard discard. Likewise, AKTK looks to be folding as well, breaking apart his hand just to stay safe. Visa, keeps just drawing honor tiles, so, he might not really get a chance whether or not he can fold. It just folds for him. 3 pin here for AKTK. Decides to cut the 1 pin instead. Very, disciplined play here, not trying to force a 3 pin through.
With a 48k point deck, I guess he doesn't want to risk much.
Yeah, definitely. There's no reason to risk anything with his point lead currently. Would you actually in AKTK's hand? Would you be happy, kind of just passing along your dealership?
I'd be content with just giving my dealership up. I mean, Ryukyoku isn't exactly bad for us.
Yep.
Progress the game along, make it closer to South 4.
That was unfortunately Five's last draw, so he won't capitalize on this Dora 5 hand. We do see a perfect fold from everyone else entering the exhaustive draw. Unfortunately, not converting on that massive hand for 5 here. It does grab himself some very much needed points. South 2 now, Visa's dealership. Lots of mun shapes here. What are you thinking about when you see this hand? You're seeing, an Unko of the 9 mun, a pair of the 8 mun, and a pair of the huts. Are you just looking to go towards maybe, even forcing Honetsu through here?
Well, we could play this conservatively and just gone for no non-Honitsu hands, but since we have so much room points to catch up, forcing Honitsu seems like a decent idea.
Okay, I like it. Meanwhile, Jay with a kind of interesting hand of his own. He's got a pair of the red dragon and a pair of the white dragon. Also a lot of muns here. Same question goes out for Jay's hand. Would you, in Jay's case, be looking towards that Honitsu?
On the other hand, from Jay's perspective, we can see that Visa is going for a Monzu Honitsu. So we might choose not to, especially since our Honitsus overlap in color. Going for a different color might benefit us.
I see. Now we see in Five's hand we have the pair of the South, so potential double none for him. Picks up another copy of the Dora, so he's got another chance to get back into the game here. Decides to cut the 6 mun to confirm the 5 mun pair. J Cakes, meanwhile, 5 bamboo discard, definitely probably moving towards that Honitsu. Happens to be the most efficient discard in that case, but happens to be the most efficient into the Honitsu side. AKTK
definitely leaning into that side.
Definitely. AKTK happens to have a copy of the Chun and Haku here, still not cutting it yet. Would you be holding these dragons because you feel like someone has them, or do you feel like he's just got no better discards here?
I'd imagine his thought process would be he does not want to give them away against likely Honitsu. Also, Daisangen, the big 3 dragons, are still a possibility for dealers, so might be picking up on that.
I see. Jay picks up another copy of the 7 mun here, moving towards the Honitsu we spoke about earlier. His Honitsu is definitely moving a lot faster than Visa's. 5 pin, 5 pin.
Visa would be content in taking up any Tenpai right now.
Definitely. It's getting a little bit hot under the collar here. 3rd row, not quite Tenpai just yet. However, he's got a lot of options to get there.
5 rushing towards Tenpai. He needs those points.
Chi for 5 here. Definitely a little bit worrying for both 5 and Visa here. Not quite Tenpai yet. 3rd row in. Pon option. Does take the Pon for 5. Tenpai now. Double Dora south. Double Dora double south of 5. Mungun to get him back into the game. Tenpai also for Visa here. We're looking at 5 8 mun. does have a Yaku, so he is safe in that category. Meanwhile, Jay, I believe, is also Tenpai. Pon of the Chun Pon, we're looking at 9-6 months. So this hand got very live very quickly.
A lot of last-minute Tenpais.
Whilst we were going through that shopping list worth of events, 5 Kun for on the south, shifting his weight towards the 5-man 2-pin now. You know, I say this a lot, but that hand got very heated very quickly.
Yes.
Exhaustive draw, unfortunately. No fireworks springing off the play just yet. South 2, free Honda now, Visa's dealership. Very nice hand for Visa. We're looking at possible Ipeko shape, possible Pinfu, lots of Dora in his hand, so he's looking to go as fast as possible, I think, here. Let's see, looking at 5, who desperately needs to make some kind of move here. He's got a copy of the Dora, but, you know, value-wise, he doesn't have much else going for him. He does have shape in his hand, and that 6-man makes it a lot better. But, you know, as we just mentioned, he needs to find some value, and he needs to find it now. Visa Tenpai, 5-6 man if he wants to take it. It does take the Tenpai, but no Richi. We're looking at Ipeko Dora free, so, you know, pretty wise not to reach here. Doesn't quite need it just yet unless he manages to find a better improvement.
A manga in itself.
What are you looking around the board? Other than, you know, Visa's hand, who's obviously very favoured to win here. How are you, ooh, actually, you know what? Scrap that question entirely. Visa chooses not to take the runman shape here. How do you feel about that line?
I felt that was a very interesting choice. Perhaps he's going for the Suji trap since his 3-mon and 9-mon are out, and 6-mon is one of his weights.
Interesting, interesting.
Unfortunately, one of his 6-mons gets shown in a chi by 5, so that wouldn't be as effective. Certainly interesting choice.
I do see the hand just drawing out a little bit here. Tenpai up for a while now for Visa. It's hard, you know, might be pounding a little bit here, especially with this hand. Quite an explosive game so far with the amount of Dora, but not quite converting for anyone. 5, meanwhile, you know, has managed to progress his hand a little bit, but is still lacking in the value side. Probably just looking for a Tanyao Dora here to, you know, grab his dealership and try to make something out of that. Meanwhile, Jay, finding a copy of the 5 bamboo to progress his hand here, does have a very nice Ishan-ten shape. Meanwhile, AKTK, you know, little, probably the slowest hand of the bunch here, has the pair of the White Dragon, but other than that, you know, a couple runmans here and there, a copy of Dora, but a little bit awkward from his side. Jay manages to Tenpai here. 1-4-man now. Reach Pinfu only, no Dora for him. Now this could get a little bit dangerous considering that Visa's still playing the Dama game. Are you worried? Would you be worried in Visa's situation here, or do you feel like it's fine, the tire will come?
If I were in Visa's shoes, I would be just praying that my hand comes together, since we've been in Tenpai for so long and it hasn't been good to us.
Yeah. Would you have Richie at any point here, or do you feel like because it's a manga and it's completely enough?
I feel it was enough. Keep Dama. Also, if we can take the Oya Mangan from AK, that would be huge for us.
Unfortunately, the big hands don't manage to finish up this game. We move into South 3 with that run from 5. You know, it's not what he'd like, but it's what he needs here. Manages to grab himself a couple of thousand points into South 3 for his dealership now. Five's dealership, are you looking to, go big, or are you just finishing a hand here?
Looking at this hand, we're definitely trying to go big. Looking at the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku and possible Ippei, go with it.
Are you also
Get back
looking
in the
to...
game.
Yep. Are you also looking towards maybe like a Chanta Jun Chana, or are you just taking whatever comes to you?
Sanshoku is the main thing I'm going at, but we won't deny Chanta and stuff if there are honors there up.
Would you force it, or do you just take what you get?
We have dealers, so I think I'll try and go naturally, not trying to force much.
Meanwhile, we see Jay's hand with Pinfu looking shape, copy of the Dora, but it's a little bit difficult to use unless he happens to maybe double up on it even, or the free pin would get him there as well. AKTK, Uncle of the 8-man, copy of the Red 5, and good shape in the Bamboos. How are you feeling about AKTK's hand? You kind of don't really care about winning big, you just want to win something here, don't you?
Yes, progressing the hand is our main priority at this point. Also defense.
Would you, start hoarding safe tiles early, or you just play normally and play it by ear when you get to the defense side?
With this hand, I think it's kind of good enough that we could try and win ourselves and just think about it when Riichi comes. So I like how he's playing.
All right. Jay's picked up another copy of the Dora for himself. This guy's a 2-pin on that draw, I believe it was, and confirms the pair. Has pretty good acceptance across the board for himself. So this hand, we might finally get to see a couple Dora convert on a hand here. Finally, Visa, haven't got to talk about him all too much. This hand is actually quite fast for him. Has good Dora acceptance with already a red 5 in his hand. Meanwhile, I'm going blank here. Meanwhile, 5 manages to temper here. Reach Sanshoku, Dora, possible Iperko here. Now he's got that
5 has a massive hand right now.
Yeah. He's confirmed that Sanshoku, which was the primary goal for this hand, and finding that one bamboo here would be massive for him. We see the stream is unfortunately jittering again. We will try to fix a couple of the issues for the next Mahjong Soul stream. However, next week will be on Tenho, so we will not have any of those frame rate issues, thankfully enough. We do see Temper here for Visa. Decides to reach rather 1 4-pin here. How do you feel about this push? Considering that you don't see any of the Dora, do you feel like because he's in 3rd place he kind of has to go here, or do you feel this is a little bit reckless?
I feel like pursuing for 2nd place would be the play here.
Manages to find the Apatsumo with the thumbs up here.
Do not forget the emote.
Yeah. Reach Apatsumo, Pinfu, Red 5, and Ura 2 for a Hanuman conversion here. 5 not getting any of his hands, had that massive Dora 5 earlier and has a Sanshoku Pinfu here, but once again, unable to convert. South 4 now.
5 has had the most amount of Dora, but none have converted for him.
Very, very unfortunate for him. South 4 now. Visa suddenly in contention for 2nd place here. Leapfrogs J here, but all last dealership, anything could happen. We see a Uncle of the West here for AKTK and a copy of the Dora, as well as completed shape in the Bamboo. and very good acceptance. I'd say in the muns for him. So fast looking hand, but no calling options as of yet. Visa, two copies of the Dora, and lots of pairs around can possibly go towards. Actually, what would Visa go towards in this scenario here? We're looking to play normally here, but what would be your yucky of choice here?
Hmm.
Maybe
Probably
just
play by efficiencies. Try and catch some kind of pinfu.
yeah, definitely. Kind of just play by ear and hope to get there.
What I
Mean,
would do.
Meanwhile, five, stuck between a rock and a hard place, doesn't really have any value, but needs to go for something. Looks to be going for 1, 2, 3 Sun Shoku again. Looks and forcing the Chunta here. The Junchan rather, I think.
Rather far, but if he can get it,
It's kind of doesn't have an option other than to go for it here. So we do see him pushing against all odds. His draws aren't doing anything for him though. Keeps finding a couple middle tiles here and there. Finally, the man of the hour, all last dealership, J Cakes, working towards a pinfu shape here. Unfortunately, can't accept the Dora and has to discard it. Who are you favoring in this scenario? I feel like Jay's hand just has a little bit of an advantage just because of how efficient it looks.
yeah, I feel the same sentiment too. His tile acceptance is one of the best among the bunch, I feel. Also, if he can manage a Rigi, others probably won't be keen on pushing against it, so he'd probably get another wrench on.
Interesting. Five, unfortunately, not drawing towards that Junchan shape, draws another one of those 8 months, so he's probably out of that Junchan shape now. JK's not exactly a backfire because it wouldn't have made sense to keep the 6, 8 month shape instead of a 4, 5 pin or a 4, 5 bamboo, but does happen to draw that 7 month. 4 straight Sumagiris now for JK's. Would you be reading into that a little, or kind of just ignore it from anyone else's point of view?
Maybe just send them an emote.
Send them an email. Slow progression here for AKTK does manage to pair up on the 7 month, I think it was, but still not quite Tenpai as of yet. Meanwhile, Jay as well, still not quite Tenpai here. Would you look to just call for K10 here? Because I feel like I would.
Point. Yes, our hand isn't that valuable even if we get to Riichi, so we might as well just take the Tenpai.
As we are talking about that though, Jay manages to find Tenpai here. 3, 6 pin, reach Pinfu. Unlikely to find a Ron off of anyone. However, a lot of his weights are still in the wall here. See a fold coming out from AKTK, and 5 just picking up Jay's tiles. Is 6 pin comes out. Run. Reach Pinfu. Oradora is 2 pin, so unfortunately for 5, if he manages to somehow convert with that 2 pin Anko in his hand, it would have been a massive hand.
You hate to see that happen. Those Uradora on that hand that you cannot convert.
Yeah. You hate to see it happen. South 4, 1 Honda. Free dealer for free Dora for AKTK. How would you want to progress this hand? I'm looking towards, he kind of forcing that Tanyao maybe even with, throwing both of the west tiles here.
I would agree with. I would probably go to Tanya myself.
his hand does have a lot of acceptance across the board here. So, you lose a little bit of efficiency discarding the West, but the hand's just so nice that, it kind of just builds itself. Meanwhile, we see
That pin food itself is somewhat okay since we have so many realm men though.
a lot of Muns for Visa here. Now Visa needs just over 14,000 to just over 14,000 to leap into first place here. Would you go for maybe like a Chinitsu hand to try to snipe first place, or are you just looking for a hand to grab second here?
Coincidentally, actually going Chinitsu might be the quickest route to victory here. Like even in terms of securing second. So I probably just go for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And yes,
I definitely like this line. Visa taking a chi on the 1-2, on the 1-3 Kanchan, progresses towards that Chinitsu, but doesn't seem to be drawing any of the Muns he needs. Meanwhile, Jay manages to find a copy of the 7-month to progress his hand here. Wide Ishanten, rather Tushan. No, he is Ishanten, however, very wide upgrade chances. Finally, 5, I don't see what the value he could get with this hand, unfortunately.
for Sanjitaku perhaps, but
Maybe.
he's basically in loss prevention mode right now, I would imagine.
AKTK, Dora 4 now. Now, if we've seen anything about this game, we know for a fact that he's not going to win.
A lot of Dora does not mean you win. Sad facts about Mahjong.
Good hands do not win.
No. He's failing to draw much Manzu after the Chi.
Probably looking towards going maybe some kind of Tempai here, maybe, for Visa. Manages to find the Chi on the 6 month. Definitely progresses him towards that Chinitsu, but has to cut 5 bamboos, which actually, all things considered, I think they look fine on the board right now. I'd probably try to squeeze them through here with that 9-month discard, and he does.
I agree. It doesn't look like anyone is particularly in Tempai. Also, Sozu is pretty cheap, so wouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jay picks up a copy of the 2-pin, moves himself maybe towards a run Peko shape. Does have, that double south, so no pin free, unfortunately, for him. But, at this point, he'll just take any tempo he can get. Finally, finally, we do get to AKTK here. Has managed to Tenpai on a massive hand here. 3-sided Tenpai as well.
Besides the downline, it's Furry Tendo, actually. Discarded the 2-mon very early.
Yeah, it is Furry Ten indeed. Still no 10 for Jay. Sumo here for AKTK. Big Sumo.
Closing out the game.
Yeah. Doesn't quite need the win here, but he'll take what he'll take what's given to him. Sumo Dora 4, I think it was, for AKTK, rounding out game 1 tonight on a perfect 50k score. That puts us into finish at AKTK 50k, Visa 27,500, J 23,705, unfortunately at minus 1,200. We will take a short break here whilst we try to get AKTK for an interview, and we will set up the next game in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. At the desk we have AKTK, who was the previous winner of who was the winner of that previous game. AKTK, congratulations and thank you very much for joining us for an interview. Now, AKTK's microphone is not currently working, so I will be taking statements for him. East 1, this was a massive hand for you. At this point, did you ever feel that you were at this point, did you feel like you were just ahead and you could play however you wanted, or did you think, this is a Mangan win, but I should still play pretty conservatively and try to grab points where I can? He has to say this is his first time playing on the English Mahjong Soul server. Was that is that jarring for you in any way, or because it's Mahjong Soul, everything's just the same? He is mentioning how it's a little bit annoying seeing the E in the middle of the screen. As that's not quite present in the CN server. It's written in the symbol. How did you feel about the game as a whole? Did you feel like the hands kind of came together on their own, or did you find any part of the game difficult? AKTK mentions that in the second game he had a couple chances to push. But because he was in the lead, he decided not to push all too hard, as doing so could risk the lead a little bit too much. So he decided to hold off a little bit. However, generally he thinks in most hands the shape was good for him. So the hands kind of came together as they did. All right. Final question, AKTK. Whilst we do have you here, you do mention that this is your first time playing on the EN side of Mahjong Soul, implying that you have played on Mahjong Soul before. Are you much of a waifu collector? And if so, what is your Mahjong Soul waifu?
This is a very important question.
This is the Mahjong Soul question of the day. Not at all, unfortunately, he's mentioned. Must be a Tenho purist. He does mention he likes the girl voice acted by Suzaki Aya. However, he's actually forgotten the character's name. All right then. Thank you very much, AKTK. Congratulations on your win. Hopefully we'll see you back at the interview desk one day, and next time maybe even with a mic. Thank you very much. No, it's all right. No worries. And we are back with game 2 tonight. We are currently watching the Morovo game with... just going to have a quick look at the game so far. Morovo starting in the east seat, Smiles in the south, Zoking in the west seat, and I believe this was Chewy in the north seat. At the commentary desk, I am joined again by D. Allen and welcoming back J Cakes. Having a look at the hand so far, we do see Morovo was pushing for a Honetsu style hand in the doubles east. However, Smiles managing to convert with a reach Ipats, Sumo, Southwind, Dora and Ura for a Hanuman to start the game. And thankfully enough, that actually catches us up to the game so far. We haven't missed much, fortunately enough. In this hand, we see, Morovo with, again, a pair of the east. However, not exactly the pair he'd want with this Pinfu looking shape. Smiles with a couple copies of the Dora for his dealership, looking to maybe move towards a honestly just reach at this point to complete his hand with the with Chewy's rather no, he didn't reach with Chewy's Tenpai here. Dora for Chewy, 6-pin 2-man weight. Zoking probably on par with Morovo's hand here. Has oh no. You know what? Let's not worry about any of that. Tanya San Uncle.
Dora-san.
Oh boy, that's a Hanuman.
This game is starting out with a blast.
Yeah, indeed. Hanuman to start the game, followed by another Hanuman immediately. Shifting Smiles down to second with the Oyakaburi payment. We use the word exciting on the stream a lot with thumbs up and the pow. We use lots of emotes going around here. We use the phrase exciting a lot here, but that was big, and we're looking at another potentially big hand here. Morovo with pair of the east winds here that happen to be Dora as well as the uncle of the 8 months, so potential to just go fast and run away with this hand here. Meanwhile, Smiles, copy of the Dora, but otherwise a rather slow looking hand. Zoking dealership has taken 2 Hanuman sumo penalties, probably going to look to make a move here. What are we looking at, boys? Are we considering, reach Pinfu Tanyao maybe, or are we just taking whatever we can get?
Gearing towards Tanyao Pinfu with this shape. We need those Hanumans back.
It's alright if you lose 6,000 to Hanuman sumos, just as long as you sumo your own Hanuman during your dealership.
Exactly.
Makes it back with interest. Now, we do see Morovo's managed to pair up on his Chun here, so his hand is looking quite scary quite quickly. Just one call away from... JK really wants that.
Come on. Give it to me. I want to feel alive.
When someone like Suanko, when they start saying it when you only have one uncle.
You're pretty close. You're pretty close.
Close enough.
You're close enough. Close enough.
Indeed. We see Chewy, it's probably not as slow as maybe Smiles' hand in this case, but still quite a slow hand. We're working towards maybe a Pinfu looking shape, but decides to cut the 3-1 shape when drawing the green here, electing to hold on to a safer tile for later.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Dora free.
Oh boy.
Dora free for Morovo here. Ricci 9 bamboo, Chun. Now, Chun is looking a little bit scary, especially in Chewy's hand here. 9 bamboo, it doesn't look as safe, but might accidentally come out in the correct circumstances here. Chewy, making use of that safe tile he saved up from earlier, manages to cut it through.
No, oh no. Come on,
Now-
full fold. She doesn't
Ah!
full fold. He doesn't full fold. Oh, it's a disaster.
Senpai.
It is a disaster and a
Oh.
half. Reach Chun, Ton
You know what
Dora
hurts
free.
more than a Hanuman Sumo Boyakabri is a Hanuman direct hit on your face.
Oh no.
Oh,
Once in a row.
Oh.
Couldn't continue.
3 hands, 3 Hanumans, 6 emotes so far, I think.
yeah. Someone clearly put in the Hanuman Shibari. Shibari.
Oh boy.
Clearly, we have a 6 Han minimum entering these hands
6
because,
Han
gosh.
minimum. Finally, we get to East 4 and the games are, rather the hands are looking pretty standard now. No one's got excessive amounts of Dora. Good shapes all around, but no, not so much a Hanuman potential here.
Chewie cuts the Dora as a Sakigiri and draws another Dora. Oh, you hate to see it happen.
You hate to see it happen. I feel as if, even though it's it's Sakigiri Dora on a non-relevant wind. However, it does feel a little bit early to cut the Dora here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would think so, mainly because he had a pair of green dragons, so it was not impossible to use that Dora.
We see a pond on the Chun for Smiles here. Does have a red 5, so, with his lead, just looking to progress the game as much as possible here. Good Ishan 10 as well, looking to find the 3-6 pin or the 5-8 mun. Does find the 3 pin here. Chi 10 pile, 5-8 mun, 1 bamboo. Decent amount of tiles left here for him.
Like 6.
He's going off the
So 5. I can't count. The one star from Morova is looking really vulnerable right now.
Yeah, definitely. Especially after cutting the 2 bamboo. He's probably, might even come out now. Yeah, it does come out
unfortunate.
Chundora.
Shoot out for Smiles, and we lightning fast move to our south round.
Yeah. Finally, a normal looking hand. 2,000 points for Smiles here. Moving into South one.
Ban him from the competition. That hand was too small.
Boy. South one now. Morova dealership. We're back to the Hanuman looking hands here. Double Dora. Lots of Sozu. Would you ever consider Chinitsu here? Or am I just crazy?
Not with all these good-looking Monzes.
Indeed. Would require cutting a lot of very nice Munzis. Chewy with a North Pond here has, lots of Dora in his hand again. Manages the Pond 9 pin. Not the Pond he wants, but the Pond he will take.
Senpai as fast as possible.
Definitely. And that 4 pin does him a lot of favors here. Nice. Definitely a very nice pickup for him here. Looks to be Ishan 10 now. However, it's a slightly awkward Ishan 10. Has a lot of upgrade potentials though. Zoking Dora draw. However, what's a Dora going to do for you if your hand's, as awkward as it is? And Smiles, has a lead, looking to play fast, slow hand. What are we looking at, boys? Who are we favoring? Definitely Chewy right now, isn't it?
Yeah, perhaps Mervo if he can catch up.
I would actually say Morova's hand is nicer looking. Chewy's either ends up in a really awkward wait or it has to go back one shanten, two shanten, something to use up the 5 correctly. Whereas Morova's hand looks like a very pretty like Tanya Doradora.
We see the the two bamboo rather, sorry, pick up for him that progresses him towards that Tanyao Dora you spoke of. Does happen to have a Sun Shoku chance now as well.
Interesting to see if he picks up the 8-pin. What does he pick?
Could he possibly greed for the 6 Montagno?
Oh!
Ooh. Nice shift timing here for Chewy, and unfortunate discard timing for Morova. Chewy manages to Tenpai on Pei Dora Dora. Pei Dora Dora Aka. So, you know, we're back in
Fireworks!
Fireworks indeed. We're back into Hanuman territory, ladies and gentlemen. 6, 7, 8 Sun Shoku chance here from Morova. Oh no!
Smiling Put's dropped! Oh, reach your Put's Tanya San Shoku Aka.
That's another Hanuman.
That's annoying, Hane.
Takam 18k. The fireworks are back up.
Oh my gosh.
What does that mean? That's like 5 hands and 4 Hanumans.
4 Hanumans, 1 2k. Oh my gosh, why is it so spicy?
All right, let's bring it back in, lads. Morovo's one Honda dealership here. Ponce de East has a copy, has a pair of the Chun as well. So looking to go towards a faster hand here just to capitalize on his dealership. Meanwhile, Smiles, you know, definitely has to recover from that. Decides to discard Dora first with a not immediate but a pretty quick follow-up backfire here. King, you know, he's kind of just been sitting there, hasn't he? Spectator game for him. Shapes are alright, but, you know, nothing special as of yet. Chewy, double Dora here, however, with 2 of the pays already out, that pay is going to be a little bit difficult to use here.
I deciding to pass on that Chun. Conservative choice considering he has quite a point lead.
Probably a choice in not wanting to end up in the backfire positions for the headless Shanten.
Exactly.
Pays off for him. He's now back to an ideal Shanten, able to pawn the 5-so Chun as well as the 3-6-so, but I see that the 5-sos are very dead.
I'm pretty unlikely to manage the Pono 5-so here. Does get the Chi on the 3-so. Tenpai here on the 2-5 pin.
2-5 pin, 2,900. If you can get the Aka 5, it's 5-8. Oh, Chewy does manage to get the second pay.
Yeah, that's
good for value, but very awkward.
It's a very relevant draw, however. Decides to cut the 7-man. Looks to be moving towards Cheetoy, I think, here. Cheetoy Dora 3. Add the reach in. That's another Hanuman.
Really, Hanuman Shibari.
Shortcut to Hanuman. And not quite. Similar here
Doesn't
for
matter.
Morovo.
A 1k will shut it down.
Lead by quite a margin.
The importance of dirty, cheap hands is shutting down potential time bombs.
South 1, 2 Honda now. Chewy with, you know, an interesting looking hand again. Lots of Muns, you know, pairs of honors. Probably might even consider cutting the 5-7 pin, moving towards a Honitsu shape here. Meanwhile, Morovo, his dealership has done well. This hand has good shapes, but it's just a touch awkward with those with 3 pairs in his hand here. Smiles, copy of the Dora. Not much else going for him. Maybe a 7-8-9 Sunshocker if he can draw the correct ends here. And finally Zoking, once again, looking to spectate this hand. Not quite what he wants.
1, 2, 3 Sunshocker chance for Morovo. We'll have to see if he actually gets it off. It's a pretty far away chance, but you know, there is a chance, and it's not impossible. Although Smiles Sunshocker seems a lot more likely. It'd be interesting to see if he takes the 8-pin chi and maybe goes Atozuke for the 9 so. Oh, no, sorry, never mind. There's a reach on the left here from Chui. Reach, Dora, Takame. Takame being, if he summos it, Spananko. Spanankos aren't supposed to be this common, right?
Yes, this is like the third potential San Anko we've seen in this game.
I mean...
Also, he passed on the call on the Haku.
It's actually fairly consistent with Chui's playstyle. He tries to keep it slightly closed on the honors. On the downside, it means that there are 2 left, but on the upside, they're also very vulnerable tiles. So if anyone is like Mawashiing, they'll probably. It's not impossible to see a Ton come out. It's definitely not impossible. Sorry, it's not impossible to see a Haku come out. It's definitely not impossible to see a Ton come out because Ton is not the round wind anymore.
I feel like I'd be pretty surprised if someone picks up a Ton and, you know, he kind of just decides to hold on to it unless they're full folding.
I think it's an interesting was that Tenpai? Yeah, that's Tenpai. Will they take a 9-pin read sheet? No, they don't want to cut Dora into it. 5-man draw, Unkan. New Dora is the 5-pin, which adds another Dora to Chui's hand.
So we're looking at Reach, Dora.
Could give them Paimon, I think.
Yeah, potential Paimon if he summons it. Oh, yes. Tenpai for... that's such an awkward Tenpai. Yeah, so yeah, that Sunshocker chance I was mentioning before, it's here. Sunshoku, Nami, Tenpai for Morovo.
Now, this 6-man actually looks pretty good for Morovo, I think. Like, if we don't consider the fact that Chui has 3 of them in his hand, it's looking good, you know, there's the Uncut of the 5-man, lots of 7-mans, and like, it's also Suji on the 9-man, so you know, good weight from Morovo, but unfortunately 3 of them happen to be in Chui's hand.
Oh, it would have dropped the 2-man if he dropped the 6-man. That's so unfortunate.
Still, he could change his weight to something else, even now.
I think something that interests me is if somebody does pick up the Ton late, will they be able to tell that it's dangerous? Because towards the 3rd row, you're looking at these people cutting live, but not cutting the guest wind. And it comes off a bit suspicious, does it not? That, like, you know, why would you keep... Oh, wow, Dora cut.
Oh, okay. That's spicy?
That's a very spicy meatball.
Presented with a second chance to pawn it. Passes on it.
And Haite is the south, which is safe, giving us 2-person Tenpai, Chui with Haku Ton, and Morovo with the Tanki 6-man. But yeah, so like I was thinking, like with like the island, what do you reckon in terms of like when you reach the 3rd row? Let's say you pick up this guest wind that has only 1 cut, and you sort of look around the board. You like sort of look at it with maybe a bit more suspicion. You're like, why hasn't this been cut in so long? Would I rather trust Suji? Oh wow, it's a turn 1 Dora cut from Zuking.
To answer your question, definitely your deal-in percentage has gone up compared to the earlier turns, so we should be suspicious that there are none showing, and also we probably have like a better vision of what we want to do when we reach the 3rd row. So would either more be inclined to just fold with our safe tiles or go with something that's more pre-planned?
We see a pawn here on the south of Morova. Now this hand feels a little bit awkward though, doesn't it? With the two Hanchans and has a confirmed pair, but it does feel just a touch awkward, doesn't it?
I feel he's going for the sticks in the middle.
Mm.
What would you say?
Yeah.
A Ricci stick and 3 Homba is enough value, even considering the awkwardness.
So you'd say like the 1900 extra value does warrant the rapid calls here.
Also, he happens to be dealer, so
threatening a hand that could be anything here. Now, he does manage to pick up some very nice draws for him. Kind of rounds out his shapes here. Makes it less awkward than we were seeing previously. Meanwhile, Smiles picks up another copy of the Dora. Could be going towards... What could he be going towards here? Maybe Reach Dora has a very, very, very outside potential for a 4-5-6 Sunshoku, but very outside doesn't really do it justice because this it's quite far away. 6-pin draw definitely does help him though. Sets up for maybe a Sun Menchan Ricci later on if he happens to draw the Kanchans first.
He's trying exquisitely well though.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah, reverse Caster's Curse maybe. Happens to draw the Aka 5 mana rather, puts himself into Ishan 10 for that Reach Pinfu Sunshoku we were just talking about. Decides to cut the 8 bamboo ahead of time. With with 3 of the 7 bamboos dead, there's not really much of a reason to hold on to that 8 bamboo. See a reach from Zoking here. Looking at reach nothing on a 3-sided weight. Finally, we revolve back over to Chewy here. Looking to be reach Pinfu Dora if he manages to Tenpai sometime soon here. Ricci here for Chewy. Manages Tenpai, waiting on 6/9 man. Unfortunately for him, Zoking does manage to finish off the hand. Reach Sumo, no Aura, 2700 plus the extra 3900 in the middle here. So very big hands all around, but only the Zoking managing to complete his hand here. Finally moving into South 2. East round went out of lightning pace. South 2 slowing it down a little bit here. Smiles double Dora has lots of options here. Good shapes, but nothing quite outstanding just yet. Zoking even less outstanding, honestly. Doesn't really have anything going for him, actually, looking at that hand. Chewy, decent looking hand. Lots of shapes in the Muns. Copy of the Dora in both red 5 and 2 bamboo. Fills out the 5/7 Kanchan here, so that's pretty good for him. Morovo, looking to probably just move the game along now with his massive lead here. Is in Ishan 10 for a pretty fast hand. Would you wouldn't even have to ask. Would you ever consider calling in his situation for Tenpai, if he didn't happen to find it here?
Maybe this early we could afford to wait a little bit more. But in the later turns, I would definitely call. And he picks up Dora for the ideal Sun Menchan.
Picks up Dora, decides to reach immediately, finding it. We're looking at one bamboo, 2 bamboo, 4 bamboo as the weights here. Potential Has potential for another Hanuman here, doesn't it? Reach, Tanyao, Sumo, Dora. Actually, I think that's one short, isn't it?
He would need to hit Dora for Hanuman. Still, possibility.
Meanwhile, Smiles is kind of working his way around here. Can't really afford to fold if he wants to go for that first place. So it's going to be exciting to see how he decides to play around this. Manages to temper here. Ricci, Dora, 4-7 bamboo, sorry. Head bumped is a possibility here. 4 bamboo always goes to Morovo.
Wedding tiles are quite evenly spaced out in the wall, I feel. Oh, another HG.
Oh!
Deal in the Putts deal in for Chewy. Reach if Putts Dora.
No
Oh, that
Aura.
juicy 8,000.
Well-timed 8,000. Very necessary for Chewy here if he even wants to consider catching first place. South free now, Zoking dealership. Now, Zoking hasn't really been doing all too much this game, so, going to want to make a move now if he wants to even consider second place. Not the best hand to do it with, but not the worst thing we've seen in the world. Chewy, go on.
I'm so disappointed there wasn't an uncontent one.
And had 4 6-mons.
Yeah.
Team Con for fun would not have let that pass.
Wait, is Morova on Team Con for fun? Because if they are and they didn't just Con for fun, I'm very disappointed.
I do not believe Morova is on Team Con for fun, but if he was, he would receive a stern talking to by the team, I believe. Chewy with some very nice shapes here. Uncle of the 5-mon and completed shapes in both the pins and muns here. Moreover, as we did speak about just before, has that uncle of the Unkan rather of the 6-mon holding off on the Kun as of right now. Smiles, pair of the Chun, lots of muns, and might consider to go towards a Honitsu here, but isn't quite fast enough against Chewy here. Is this Reach Tanyao? Reach possible Tanyao, Dora 2. That one pin actually looks just a touch vulnerable in Zoking's hand, doesn't it? If he wants to, if he wants to go a little bit faster, he's gonna have to call, and that one pin is definitely coming out if he calls.
Menhon Brewing.
Attention for first if he gets this hand.
Menhon Brewing for Smiles.
Yeah, definitely moving towards that. Oh, the slow roll. Am I disconnecting? The slow roll.
Dirty.
The slow roll with the emote. Richi Sumadora 2. Mangan 2 contend with first here. Morova is definitely not happy about dealing into that Mangan earlier now. Chewy, first place, all last dealership. 37,000 to 36,000. Agarayame is not on, so game will continue even if Chewy happens to win a cheap 1,000 points here. Dora 1 for Chewy, Dora 1 for Morovo, Dora 1 also, 2 rather for Smiles, and 1 copy of the Dora for Zoking. Zook hasn't quite been doing all too much this entire game, but, still has potential to jump into second place if he manages to draw exceptionally well here. Smiles, meanwhile, what are you doing in Smiles' situation? Are you just aiming for third, or are you aiming for a miracle?
Well, just aiming for third is a good goal to have here. Mangan Sumo is just about enough. Mangan Ron is enough.
Interesting to see if Morovo decides to go for an Itsu. Or Sanshoku. Sometimes open hand to go open Dora 1, which is enough to Gyakten first place. And it's a tad faster, but it is a bit awkward at the same time.
Finds a 7 bamboo and cuts the 4 mun here. Kind of just trying to find a way to finish his hand as soon as possible.
I was getting to Tempai, waiting for 6-9 sir.
Decides a dumber here. Pinfu Dora is definitely enough to grab in first place. Ooh! This is unfortunate for Chewy. Tenpai deal in. Pinfu red 5 for 2000, ending the game, jumping into first place. Game 2 tonight ends with Morova in first place at 38,200 points, Chewy 35,400, Zoking 17,000, and Smiles 9,400. We will take a short break just briefly here whilst we pull Chewy in for an interview, so don't go anywhere.
Morova.
Oh, sorry, Morova, isn't it? Yes, my bad.
All good.
Welcome back to the stream. We are joined by Morovo, who was the winner of the last game. Congratulations on your win, Morovo.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
okay.
Yeah. No, go on.
I'm pretty happy that I can have very good luck in this Hanchang, so I can get first.
Yeah. Now we saw a lot of Hannemans across the board here, especially in the first round of the game. Rather, the entirety of East round was essentially made up of Hannemans. Were you at any point considering, okay, maybe I'll just go for second, or did you think the entire time I'll just hit them back with a Hanneman, I'm going for first?
In fact, I didn't consider that very much because I think it's a long league, so I have to focus on try to earn as many points as possible at the beginning stage. So if this I can, in fact, you know, the Oka reward is 20 points for. For the first and second, the gap between this. So if I have a chance to get first, I will try.
I see. Now, what would you say was the most crucial hand for you in the game? Obviously, as we were just talking about, there were a lot of Hanuman swings across the board, but especially in this game, not one hand did not win at all. Which hand do you think was like the tipping point, like the most important hand for you to win?
I think might be the second one. The second Hanuman that Choi. In fact, it's Choi fully come to me. I think it's that one.
Let me have a look.
Maybe I have a bad memory or something. Yes, that's that's $3 dawn. Yeah, that's here.
Yes.
This one. Yeah, that's a very big hand. So it's just light out some hope. At the East 1 and East 2, my Kami-chan and Sha-chan both have a Hanuman Zimo or something. Yeah, it's very disappointing, but once I get this hand, I'm very happy and I can just move on.
All right. Yeah.
So, consider out of curiosity, was there any consideration to Dharmaing this hand? You did have, going back to the Sananko thing, you did have Dharma Mangan and the Hane Tsumo.
Yeah.
Did you think about like maybe that the Chun would come out easier, or do you think like even if you recheat with one Chun out, maybe it would be like it would come out anyways, and there was nothing to really worry about?
Generally, I think if you have one honor, for example, the Toymen have a one Chong out. So basically here, I think it's more easier for the others to discard Chong as they want to try to be aggressive. And I think in this league, most people will try to earn as much as points as possible. So I think there are pretty high possibility if they draw a good hand and they want to discard Chong. So that's my consideration. So I decide to reach to get my points.
The fact that there were big hands happening everywhere around you, and the fact that you're in fourth place right now affect that decision, or do you reach it as always?
That depends. In normal, I will reach as well. I think if I can't have a Dharma Hanuman, I will choose to reach most of the time.
All right. That's all the questions I have for you.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Not more good here.
All right then. Thank you very much for joining us for an interview,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yep, we'll see you again sometime maybe.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
And that takes us to the end of this interview section. We will have one last game firing in 7 minutes. With the Mahjong Soul delay, we will be back around 9:05. So that is... I'm very bad at math.
12 minutes away.
Yeah, 13 minutes away from my clock. Yeah. Yeah, 13 minutes away. So, hang tight. We'll be back very shortly. And welcome back to the stream. For our final game tonight, we have Real in the East Sea, Ozbol in the South Sea, Hughes or I've suddenly forgotten his actual Discord tag in the West Sea, and Mikun in the North Sea. We'll double check what his Discord tag is in just a moment. Let me open up. Yep, let me open up the hands so our viewers can actually see what we're looking at. Double Dora here for Rel with nice Chun Anka here. So very fast looking hand, especially with the 788 months shape already existing in his hand. Ozbol with a copy of the Doran, decent shape in the pins. However, it's got a little bit of a way to go before he can finish off this hand. Early pawn here for Hughes, and has a pair of the West as well. So he's just like Rail here, he's going to be looking to go quite fast. Pawn for dealer. Dora 2 Chun, getting one step closer.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I'll never speak Japanese again. Hughes is Cho, or
that's right.
ZY. Yeah. The person who just had two different names for both of three different names, one for Discord, one for Tenho, and one for Marge Soul, just to make it a bit more difficult for us.
Hey man, you gotta keep your aliases hidden as much as possible, or something like that.
So we see that Rariel has taken the Chi on the 789 months, so kind of a weird floating-ish on 10, if you can really call it one.
Definitely eyeing at Chanta possibilities.
Yes, it definitely when skipping the 6-pin keep, seeming to want to go for Chanta over, say, something like a Kanshan Chundordor or something like that.
Slight backfire here, unfortunately.
Oh, I mean, that's slightly to be expected, because the 6-pin is much easier to use than, say, a 1-star. So, on the left here, we have 2 Shanten. For maybe Haku Dora 1, maybe just like a Reach Dora 1. Will they pawn the Haku is a good question, however. Seeing 2 opens like that and no 1-man's cut in the process of many of these opens kind of makes their hands look a bit scary. It implies that there is like maybe 1 or 2 Dora in someone's hand, which there evidently is in this case.
Yeah.
Backfire on the 4-man. Decides to cut the Shah. And gives Hughes 10 pipe for 6.
Oh, draws back into the 4-man here for a 2-5-man wait. East 1, already a showdown here. 2-5-man versus 6-9-man. Value wise, it's actually quite even here. 5-man. Does he cut it? It's a little bit dangerous here. Does decide to cut it. Chun, Dora.
Quite unfortunately,
Sorry, I did interrupt you. Go on.
Quite unfortunate considering those calls the dealer was showing, the 9-so pawn and the 789 man Shi. You wouldn't really expect 5-man to be dealing in.
East 2 now. Ozbol, lots of dealer and very good shapes here. This is like, you'd be happy opening this hand.
That sound good?
Yeah.
I see a pair of Chuns, a lone Hudson, a lone Haku. I believe this is Daisangen.
But
don't try to distract me with statistics and math.
But the door are free for Ozbol.
But the Daisangen, what's worth more, 48k or 12k? Let me ask you this.
but like golden Ishanten here.
Numbers.
This is an amazing Ishanten here for Ozbol. Meanwhile, Cho, not the fastest hand in the world, is definitely going to get outsped here by Ozbol. And Mikun, he's got shape, and he could probably compete if Ozbol draws dead for the next maybe 4 turns.
It's going to be very hard for him to be dead for 4 turns, isn't that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6 different tiles to Tenpai?
It's a very wide.
Wait, what?
From 2 to 8, so I think.
Yeah, everything from 2 to 8, so. And yeah, everything rotated. So yeah. So that's about what 20. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't do math right now.
Can
24.
any of us?
20-ish tiles? 20-ish tiles to get into Tempai?
Yeah. Rio has a somewhat decent value hand right now, pairing up his double ton.
I think we'll have another showdown, perhaps. Although, not that Rariel can know, but that Tuso is very vulnerable if Osbald, say, draws a... Oh! Osbald collects to cut the 9 mark? Maybe locking
Going
in
for
Han Yao?
Locks
definitely
in,
that
yeah,
route.
locks in Tan Yao and kind of possibly improves his weights later on. Nicktoon, however,
Oh my
Sumo.
god.
Oh.
Wait, the Concat Flash, is that Ura 3? Is it Ura 3? Oh, no, it's Ura... Oh, it's Ura 3! Reaching Putts Sumo Ura 3 for the Haneman. 3,000, 6,000 to Mikun, moving us
That out of
along
nowhere.
to...
We thought
I think that is
Oswald.
one...
Yeah. We thought Oswald's hand was going to be the Hanuman hand. We thought wrong.
Look, so see, this is the one thing I appreciate with about Margsaw over, say, something like Tenho, is you know when you hit Ura the instant you've hit your hand.
And
When the
instant
cutting
you've hit
comes,
your
it's a
hand, and
guaranteed manga.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you know, like you reach a Patsumo, no other Yaku, then the waifu flashes across the screen, and you're like, oh, I've hit some Ura.
I've
A
made
satisfying feeling.
It is a
some bank.
Exactly.
Now, Osmo with his dealership here, possible Itsu chance, possible reach Pinfu Dora chance maybe. Still lacking ahead though, might be a little bit awkward depending on what he draws later on.
Even be up Sanshoku,
Definitely.
actually.
That 4 bamboo draw definitely facilitates Sunshocker here if he wants to move towards that line. May consider, just locks into Sunshocker here. 3-4-5 Mun, rather 3-4-5 Sunshocker is looking like the possibility here. Meanwhile, Cho has managed to palm the east early, has 2 copies of Adora in his hand, so, you know, looking to go quite fast, but is lacking a solid head as it is right now. Oswald Tenpai, no head. Decides to reach 7 bamboo Tunky weight. Oh, hold on. No, hold on. I'm reading this hand completely wrong.
Kanchan 6.
Kanchan 6, my mistake.
Perhaps thinking about maybe if he draws a 3-so, then Nakasuji looks a lot better than Richi on the 5-so, perhaps. What are your thoughts, Dialan?
Yeah, that seems like a thought process. He also decided not to take the Con 8, so considering that there's already one out there. Perhaps trying to maximize his sumo possibilities?
Personally, I still find it a little bit surprising. I feel like you still take the Kanchan 8-so because it is far harder to use than, say, a 6-so. But like, it does, you know, you can see where it comes from at least.
We do see 2 currently out, one in Cho's hand and one in Reriel's hand. Cho is kind of, in a way, slowly progressing towards the Tenpai here, but it's going to be, he's about to hit a couple speed bumps here. Decides to pass through the red 5. In all honesty, a little bit boldly here, but does manage to get it through.
Well, I think the mentality is that if you don't even think of it as a normal 5, just think as a red 5, just think of it as a normal 5. Then, you know, it is about the safest tile that you can push. In this case,
considering
it's
there is that 4-pin Kabe already existing.
Exactly, and so it would be. Well, it's a 4-pin 1 chance. It would be quite a weird weight. It would have to be like a 5-pin sharp pawn, even though one is already out. So it's like as safe as you get. kind of, and just ignore the fact that it's glowing in red.
It just happens to be painted red.
Exactly. In the words of one of my favorite players, Dora is just another Suji. It just happens to give an extra Han. So if you choose to think that way, yes, you can think. Yes, it makes sense. No luck here for the 6-0, but still 2 6-0s on the wall. My lord. Ah, there it is.
Yeah. Triple Dora for Rerial. I'm not unable to convert. Osbol with the Reach Sumo Dora for 2,000 all. Grabs another dealership rather. This hand looks, alright. Has the pair of the Chun, completed shape in the Muns. No Dora as of yet though, and considering that 2 Mun is Dora, it might actually be a little bit awkward for him to use. Swinging across here, Cho with a little bit of an awkward hand of his own. 2 pairs, however, connected pairs as they were. You were saying, Jay?
Look. 3 pairs, Suanko. Just hear me out here. 4 pairs, Suanko.
You're a madman. You're a madman, is what I say to that.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out here, right? Look, I've been reading. I was reading this the Mahjong book that Lau lent me, saying that with every hand you got to look at the highest possible value, and so 4 pairs technically has the highest possible value of Suanko. All right, I'll stop talking. Cho is in Ishanten for Chitoy, so probably like to take that path.
Has drawn exceptionally well considering how awkward his hand was, but with what Chitoy is, has to draw just a little bit better before he manages to get there. Meanwhile, Mikun with good door accepting shape here, and very nice Tanyao possibilities as well. That free money he just picks up here is quite valuable for his hand. Rerial with, once again, 2 copies of the Dora, rather 1 copy of the Dora and a red 5. Little bit of an awkward shape here and there, but overall his hand is actually quite nice.
Dial, and I wanted to ask you a question about that. So we saw that Cho earlier did not elect to cut, say, a 3-so or a 2-so, but instead like to cut a 5-pin in floating the Yushan 10. However, we're playing with the rule set with an Aka 5. So is there ever an argument to be like, look, it's not strong, of course, compared to like 3-so, 2-so, but you can get that Aka 5 and it makes your Chitoy a lot more valuable. As we say that Mikun gets into Tenpai for Chitoy, Tanya Chitoy, waiting on the 6-pin.
It's a consideration that we would want to make. But being said, the red 5-pin is only 1 tile on the wall, so you could take safety, a lot of other things than that.
Oh!
Meanwhile, we see a Chitoy Tenpai here for Cho. Decides not to reach in, sneakily dumbers it. Hits Mikun right on the head for 3,200. Moving into East 3, Cho dealership here.
I found that severely entertaining.
Spicy hand. Very, very spicy. East 3. Looking around, I wouldn't be all too thrilled in anyone's situations here. Hands are, have reasonable amounts of shape here and there, but definitely awkward progression. I say as, Mikun kind of fills out, his awkward shapes. Ruriel picks up, decent Sun Shoku chances. Who's just draws like a god and fills out his entire Mun shape. I might just stop talking because whatever I say just, doesn't exist by the time I finish. Even Osbol, Osbol has definitely rounded out his awkward shapes.
Let's see here. Cho. It'd be interesting to see if Cho decides to maybe go for a Hanetsu.
Again,
I was
judging
literally
from
going
the
to say
six
if he
pin.
pairs either the Hatsu or the Haku, would he decide to take out the 6-pin? Yep, the float the Honetsu slash Chitoi slash Toy Toy slash Suanko chance. Sorry, that's a lot of slashes, but there are a lot of when the hand has still got this much potential to it, you got a lot of leeway. 7-pin draw from Osborne. Oh, that is the juicy draw. That is the juicy one.
I feel like the team tile dreaming has another contender.
Oh, this entire Hanchan has been some nice stuff. Elects to skip the 5-pin Chi Rariel, decides maybe not to go for a cheaper hand like Itsu Dora 1, or maybe trying to keep both the Sanshoku and the Itsu Menzen alive, because it's worth a lot more.
Mikun here, it's interesting to note that Mikun and Cho are sharing copies of the Hatsu here, so pawns from those are unlikely to come out. The 8-man Chi here for Cho moves him towards that Honitsu we were just talking about, but you know, he can't see it, but we can. He's quite unlikely to convert on this one, just because his weights are, you know, just kind of eaten up by Mikun. From Mikun's point of view, Daisangen.
I'm very happy. Yes, Daisangen chance. However, it would require the Hatsu to come out, which is not. I'm just gonna say right now it's impossible.
Yeah.
I would be very shocked if a Hatsu came out. 3-pin comes out, and Rariel's presented a second opportunity to go for this Itsudora, which he does elect to take. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm wrong. Sorry.
This is awkward, very awkward for Cho here. Pairs up on his Haku and decides to cut the 6-7 shape. Now,
ladies and gentlemen, we have the definition of mochi mochi going on right here.
Mochi.
Yes, this is
Oh,
mochi
my.
mochi mochi mochi. This is indeed. So sorry, it's a fun term, and it's the reason why I like to use it. It sounds very cute, so to speak. Is mochi mochi is the concept where you hold a pair of someone else's yakupai tiles. So in essence, both of you are denying each other's win or yakuhai progression. So in this case, we see Cho and Mikun both hold the pair of Hatsus and Hakus, hence mochi mochi.
Rariel here, Tenpai here, 6-9 bamboo for Sanshoku Dora, 9 bamboo only for his Yaku. Richi for Osbol as well. We're looking at Reach Dora it looks like. Very nice nice free-sided weight, however. 9 bamboo is very dangerous here for Hughes. Cho rather, likely to deal in. The Atamahane strikes. Atamahane
bailed out on the 2K win. Atamahane.
Oz is not going to be happy about that. And neither is like Mikun or Cho. Those hands were looking quite nice. Little do they know later on when they watch the replay.
Look, I know that there is some controversy with the Tamahane that maybe it's not the best for set, but I damn I'll be damned if it's not like some of the most satisfying things to see. Sometimes when you just take that win off somebody else.
There's only one copy of the tile. How are you ever going to share it between 2 people?
Definitely makes for great entertainment. I would not want to be the player Atamahane though.
Yes.
Oh boy.
I would say though, like personally speaking, I think Atamahane is more entertaining in real life because you have the other person who starts off saying run, and then you override them by seat.
You're a horrible person.
I really am.
You're the type of person who likes to say pon after someone says chi.
No. I'm not advocating for BM or anything like that. I'm just saying I take a joy. I would say so. Like in your analogy, I would definitely take joy in saying pon when someone looks like they're about to say chi.
Oh boy.
Definitely. Yeah, come on.
I'm a monster here.
Coming
Wait, no, am I swimming alone here? Am I swimming alone here? Is that not a shared feeling of sadism?
coming back to the game. East 4 Nikon dealership here has a copy of the Dora and actually very nice shapes all around. Could definitely move towards maybe like a reach pin Fudora hand here. We do see Cho has briefly disconnected and he's back. 4-man draw is actually a very optimal draw here for Mikun. Definitely moving towards that reach pin Fudora. Meanwhile, Reriel has Uncle of the Huts, Uncle of the Pay, and has cheated on the 2-3-4 man. So Tenpai now on the 3-6 man for Hut's Dora, potentially an additional Dora if he can find the free pin. Dangerous situation now for Mikun. Draws another copy of the Dora. Discards it. Unfortunate dealing. Very nice for Reriel. Going into his dealership with the lead here. Tom D in the chat, directly talking to Jay. You are not alone. There are a few things better. Rather, there are a few better feelings than dealing in. Sorry, I'm stumbling over everything today. You are not alone. There are a few better feelings than taking someone's chi tile or Samahane.
See, I speak for the majority here. All right, we move to South 1, Rariel's dealership.
Lots of Dora in Mikun's hand.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to see if they can take it, if the Chun will come out from Ozbol. I know that it's a bit... Oh, actually, now it's extremely vulnerable. Yes, okay, it does come out. I was gonna say... Okay, so these are some hot takes, right? And like, I need to be watered down on them. But what do you guys think of a 5-6-0 in that scenario rather than a Chun? If that you have a 2 Shanten for Chitoi, but your hand is also very, very cheap if you decide to go for a more normal like Nami.
So, considering he's double Nan and this close to like first place with dealership coming up, I feel like double Nan is fine here. What about you, D. Allen? Do you feel like double Nan is enough here, or would you have moved towards that Chitoi Dora?
I agree with SBT. The speed is just significantly different. Having so many Raumens. If we were like starved for points and we needed them desperately, I could see the argument for 5-6 though. So it's definitely a thought.
Tenpai here for both Ozbol and Cho. We're looking at 6-9 pin versus... Is this 3-6-9? No, it's not that good. My bad. 2-5 bamboo.
Oh, Swanko.
You're a madman. You're a madman.
Okay, but this one is not as horrible because you're most likely going to want to cut the... Oh, never mind. This one's dead.
Miku draws into a lot of weights here. 5 tiles total taken away from Ozbo and Cho. However, Ozbo manages to find 6 pin off a fuse here. Cho, rather.
Deals in from Cho, giving that nice 2,000 points plus the 1,000 stick from Cho, moving us to South 2.
South 2, Ozbo dealership. Pretty nice shape. Are we thinking about Honetsu here, boys?
Oh, yeah, in my opinion. What do you think, Dion?
I agree. Perhaps if we could like draw the 5-pin ourselves, then we could switch to Pinfu or a 3-pin. Yes, making Ramen. I'm glad.
Nice. I was thinking that the only way Charlotte moves to Hanetsu is if you draw a Hak, but even then there are some cases where I just take a Haku Pon and go for Haku Dorodoro.
If we swing over to Cho's hand here, double Nun and Hearts, it's and Dora is definitely shaping up to be a Mungun hand pretty quickly if you can get those quick pawns off. Mikun, you know, looking to make a move soon for to get off to a decent point situation for his all last dealership. Does happen to have 2 copies of the Dora here, so
That
yeah,
sucks.
little bit of a backfire. Richi's now 7-pin weight. Unfortunate, but what are you going to do?
Rariel does get into Tenpai. Chooses to Dharma his Tenpai.
We're looking at Pinfu Dora with Rariel in the lead, but not by much. How do you feel about this Dharma, D. Allen?
I think you slide that tile sideways. Sorry.
It's actually pretty difficult. But I think I would Richi, since it's so early in the round. I mean, we're only at turn 6, and we don't have much of a lead. Definitely debatable, though.
Seems like Rariel had... Sorry.
Yep, go on.
No, I was going to say Rariel has indeed folded out of the hand with a 4-5 cut. Oh, never mind. This might just Mawashi back around into Tenpai.
Yeah, definitely has a way back into this hand, and he found it. 4-7 pin here. Cho is suddenly in a little bit of danger depending on how he draws. Mikun kind of bails him out though here. Pinfu Ipeko Dora for 3-9. I feel like I don't know, but like I feel like you had to reach at some point there for Rariel.
Give that amazing Mawashi to him.
Yeah.
That was a sequence of amazing Mawashi right there.
I feel like perhaps Rariel was thinking I'm in the lead, so I don't want to risk my points, perhaps, and so was taking a safer line out.
Definitely makes sense.
So we're moving on to South 3. Cho's going to need to pick up something. Oh, he still has a chance to not come last, but he's going to need to pick up something to come first. At least, something like a Hanetsumo, but his hand's looking to be more Chitoi, Toitoi based. Unfortunately, he has disconnected again. And he's back. If we swing around... Everyone's hands seem very slow, don't they?
It's a slow-looking hand, isn't it? We do see a Dora pickup here for Rariel. He's got all right shapes. That said, though, the earnest isn't really on him to win a hand here. He does have that lead, and it's South 3, so there's no need to go around sticking your head out. So he's probably just might actually look to play a little bit passively here and, kind of feel things out. Cho finds a pawn of the Haku here and breaks his 2-4 set. That's probably, that is fine. Allows him to take pawn chances as they come for Tenpai here. Not, we say this a lot, but like not the hand he wants, but it's definitely the hand he, needs to start getting back into the game here.
Oh, wow. He went full grade.
Breaks this 7-8 bamboo shape to work towards a Haku Toitoi shape here. It's actually shaping up to be maybe a hand he wants now. Pawn.
He definitely needs the points right now, so going aggressive.
Finds the Tenpa here. 1-7 pin for Haku Toitoi. We see 2 of the 1 pins in Ozbol's hand and 1 in Rariel's hand, which... is a touch vulnerable, but not quite as long as he has that 9 pin there.
So what do you guys reckon about Forso Diamond Con from Cho in this position?
Juicy, but maybe not.
Personally speaking,
I wouldn't be shocked by it.
yeah, neither would I, to be honest. Right now, Hughes's value, Cho's value is 7,700, but Diamond Khan, does it barely put him up to 9,600? If I'm doing my math correctly.
I mean, I haven't studied that part of the points chart at all. I'm thinking about flipping free. I'm thinking about flipping free Dora here, man.
But even like considering just he may just want an extra draw to get that, sumo, and maybe in a position not to be too worried about other people's reaches. So Rariel here was in Tenpai for the East Forman Sharpon, but decides to throw it out, not wanting to deal into Cho's hand.
Definitely no reason to stick his neck out where it's not needed here. This is Tenpai for Osbo, I think it is. Yeah, Tenpai for Osbo. Chitoi Dora 1. Waiting on the 7-man.
Sides to Dharma.
Yeah, getting a little bit dangerous now.
Oh, I'm so proud. This is an Asapin K10.
Getting...
You're taking the K10.
Getting a little bit dangerous now. 2-man Tenpai also for Rariel. No 10. No Yaku, as we've mentioned before. Sumo for Cho here. It's a very important
good.
sumo.
2,600 all? Yeah.
Indeed. The last tile in the wall for him. Puts himself into third. Grabs another dealership. Oh my. I'm not exactly sure how to express this hand otherwise. Has the pair of the Chun and a red 5, but other than that, he's kind of floating in the deep sea with this hand, isn't he?
Needs other people to have very slow hands if he wants to win this hand.
And with that quick,
that
quick pawn from Rariel, he's unlikely to find it.
Themes is also decided not to take the Kokshi and also not to go for like a Bakahon kind of. Not to go for a Damhonetsu kind of hand. So like hard pressing into the Sozu. Choosing to play it more normally and just cut the excess honors out of his hand.
So he takes the 1-2-3 Chi now. Might be working towards maybe just like a Desperation Shunter is a line he could take here. Has an option to pawn the Chun. Does take the pawn now. Now he's headless, so it's gonna be a little bit awkward, but has a confirmed Yaku.
There's two ways to look at headless hands. One, it's headless, or two, you have at least 7 tiles that move you up 1 Shanten.
You're a madman.
Ability is immeasurable.
Oh boy.
Look. If we're thinking about Shanten and nothing else, it is 7 tiles that move you up Shanten.
It is indeed
At least
7
a
tiles.
lot of the other mid tiles. So, look, when you're begging on the streets, you can't really ask for much else, unfortunately.
Osbo double Dora here. Has that head confirmed, has good shapes in the Mans here, draws into another 7 bamboo, or was that 6 bamboo? Draws into another bamboo to round out his shapes here. So, not the fastest hand in the world, but a pretty valuable hand if he can get there. Rariel here, I think this is pretty, Ishanten. It's a nice Ishanten as well, isn't it?
I think it's deceptive slightly in that if he draws a 6-9 mod, the final Tenpai is a non-pretty 4-7 pin, where you've eaten most of your weights.
Approaching Tenpai here for Cho. Electing to break the 8-9 months shape, working towards maybe actually trying to force that Honitsu if it really comes to that. Unlikely, but the possibility is there. Chi for Ariel puts himself into Tenpai on that not so nice looking Tenpai as you mentioned. 4-7 pin. Not many left, all things considered.
One of the slight downside with the shape, it looks prettier than it actually is, unfortunately. Osborne has decided to cut to Shah's going for a Pinfu style hand. Unfortunately, he would be free 10 on the 9-so if he rounds out the hand during, say, a 5-8 mark. Rero here has the chance to swap to Tenpai and does, so switching out of the 4-7 pin and towards the 5-8 pin.
Osborne Ricci. This is a pretty well-timed reach. Just the 20 tiles left. Reach Pinfu Dora Dora. This is the play he needs.
Oh, he would have summoned the 4 pin!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rariel might be exceptionally tilted if Osborne manages to convert on this hand here. How do you, as you've climbed probably one of the more rigorous ladders for online mahjong in the Western world, how would you approach, taking a mental hit like that in game, D. Allen? You've missed the chance to win. What do you do now? Mental
hard
state
question to answer. I try not to let it get to me. Is what I try to do, but it definitely does get to you.
And Oswald does find the
the Aka 5 man. 1 euro would be a buy Haneman. Oh no euro. Oh wait, no, I miscounted. Sorry, that's already a Haneman.
Yeah. Rariel's not going to be happy about that. All last, Osbo in the lead. The earnest has now shifted from Osbo to Rariel. Mikun, Dora, good shapes. Ipeko chance, maybe even a Sun Shocker if he draws very strangely here. Tanyao is a very nice possibility as well for his last dealership here. Cho, back against the wall, not exactly the best hand he wants to see. Osbo, on the other hand, he's sitting, he's sitting high and dry. Like, he doesn't really need to shove anything all too fast, but has the possibility to just call towards the Tanyao here if he really wants to.
I almost say my mentality is not actually... I don't think it's actually that clear for Oz's position. Oz is only 7,600 above second place. Knowing nothing, from our perspective, it's fairly clear to see that Rariel's hand probably won't be high enough value. But from his, with Aka on, it can't be entirely comforting. Oh my god.
Getting
what's
close
happening
here
on
for
our left?
Mikun. Getting close here for Mikun.
Oh my god. Oh, that phone just looks so glorious.
At what point would you come here, D. Allen, for Mikun? Do you come when
the maximum we want is 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku? So I don't think we can't ever. I would drop Orso trying to go for Pinfu.
Besides the
is
con when he draws the 8 bamboo. Now this feels like the incorrect tile to be cunning on.
I think I find... Oh, sorry. I meant something. Go ahead. I was going to say I find it interesting.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to stop. You talk first. I'm very sorry.
No, I'm just saying con for fun.
I was trying to say that the interesting thing was the 3-mon, 6-mon, 3-mon, 7-mon cuts from Mikun, because that does actually leave you with a not great rearmament, but they're not bad in any sense of the word.
We do see that Mikun would have ended up in that Sunshoku Tenpai had he not cunned here, but hindsight is 2020, but as we mentioned before, that kun feels the timing of it at least definitely does feel a little bit incorrect. Decides to reach here.
Is live.
How is this 5-pin so live?
Yeah.
What the
He
hell?
found it!
What the hell?
Richie
Oh my
Tan,
god!
Richie
The tables
Tanya
have turned.
Ipeko.
Is this enough? Oh, barely
So,
not enough.
Dora
There is
2.
no Agariyame, so
Okay.
we will continue either way.
Correct.
But you are right. Now, Osbald is not, as you say, high and dry anymore. He is
No,
definitely
he is-
in the water,
he
wanting
is-
to.
The wave has hit his sandcastle and the foundations have shifted.
Fortunately for him, he can go for something cheaper, which is good. Oh, sorry, that's incorrect. He can go for something cheap. 1K, you know, as the Alan said before, it's not enough. So a victory of any kind would be good.
We see Cho might have a chance to sneak back into maybe third here if he direct hit Rerial here. Dora, you know, with the rest of his hand, it's actually a very good opportunity. Might, you know, if he gets really lucky, could go towards like a reach Sun Unco Dora free. But you know, as I did say, that requires some out there luck. Meanwhile, Mikun with a more standard hand, very good shapes. Possibly Peko in both like the set in the pins and the mums here.
Well, guys, that's
Okay,
Dora
the
3.
draw.
That's Dora.
That's an
Tenpai.
insane draw. Tenpai here as well. Reach Dora free for Cho.
Does elect to take it. Now, interestingly, a Hanuman Sumo will not do it, so he will need to flip Ura 3. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or
That-
direct hit
yeah.
Muriel.
Yeah. That 2-mon actually
And-
looks pretty vulnerable in Osbald's hand here, but I don't personally expect him to push it unless he's out of options.
I agree with that, especially in being first place. Dealing in would be quite a bad feeling. Tenpai for Mikun,
Yeah.
7-pin, 8-pin. Two tiles left for them. So here's maybe it's not as a murky question as it seems, but if Cho does stay, well, let's just say that Mikun deals the 2-5 man, would Cho take the win, or was Cho maybe more inclined to try and sumo it for maybe trying to get out of last place, doing a more drastic play? Thoughts?
I think just taking the Mongon is valuable in itself.
I think.
I mean,
oh, go on.
hoping for Ura 3 and a free 10 sumo is just too much, I feel.
I feel like this early on in the league, you can probably just take what you get. There's no need to put yourself in a situation where next game you need to make up more of a disadvantage than you would otherwise have to make up. So, you know, with the current situation, taking the simple loss reduction is adequate, I feel.
I agree.
Interestingly, for Ariel, he seems to have he's not full folding right now. He seems to be taking a Mawashi route out. Does deal in on the 8-pin, however, luckily to the dealer for Tanya Aka, 2,900. Now Oz is second, puts Mikun in first place.
Yeah, so now what's happened is that another wave has hit Oswald's sandcastle and it's now disintegrating in front of his eyes.
How he must resurrect it.
You should have been here 2 weeks ago when SBT was making basketball references.
That was just last week.
Oh, was that only? Oh yeah, this thing has not been going on for as long as I thought it has. So let's see.
Good hand here for Cho. Has a head, however, it's not the head he wants. It's the Chun, so he loses out on the Pinfu here. Can possibly take a pawn and switch out to the 5-8 month. However, we do see a case of Mochi Mochi again. Reriel with two Chuns of his own. Now, you really want that Daisang gun for Reriel here, don't you?
Well, it's dead now, but it would have been entertaining. Yes.
Unfortunate. Possibility to go towards Man's Honitsu here, and he does start pathing towards that. Has discarded a lot of pins and an 8 bamboo so far. Ozbol, as we mentioned before, the earnest is now on him to build a hand. Finds a 2-pin to fill the Kanchan here, so it's progressing there very slowly, but you know, definitely getting there.
Reriel's hand is something where if you just look at the hand, you're like, wow, this is so pretty. This is amazing. This might get to in first place. Then you look at the pond and see 2 Hatsus there, and you're like, well, it's not as ideal.
Yeah.
Then you open the hand and see 2 Chuns in Mikun's hand. You're like, well, this is horrible.
Yeah. I tried my best.
Cuts the ton, going for Sho Sangen here.
It seems quite loose,
How many of his
honestly.
pairs dead? Yeah, he decides to cut it.
Oh wait, yeah, there are 2 of them out. My bad.
But he dumps his Chitoi, Menhon Chitoi chance.
I mean, I talk about doghouse chances, and oh wait, no, he would have got there. He'd be Ishanten now.
As in, like, I would personally probably more advocate for a Haku cut there. You could keep your Menhon Chitoi chance, and maybe if you draw something nicer along the Manzu, cut the very crappy pairs. But, like, you know, you can't really know that ahead of time that you draw a 4-man. And Menhon and Chitoi sucks, and adding Menhon as a condition sucks even more.
Tenpai here for Ozbol. Richie, what is this? Yes. Reach Dora,
Reach
it looks
Aka.
like. Yeah, that's it. Tenpai as well for Mikun. Decides to Dama. 258 man. No Yaku, though.
Is this enough for Ozbol, and would Mikun chase here?
Ozbol requires... Actually, is that enough?
It's 20... Oh, wait, no. What does he need? Oh, wow, that's Menhon
The Richie
Chitoi.
stick. Oh my god.
Menhon
The
Chitoi
showdown.
probably wished he kept the
Oh.
Tom now. Now Atamahane is
Richie and Ozbol.
Atamahane was a thing, so Reriel would have had to sumo that or nothing.
That has to be enough. That has to be. Like,
That-
even with no Ura, adding the sticks in.
That extra reach stick gets him there.
So we have Ozbol in first place. Oh my god.
Rather, he had enough with the sumo for a it was a 6k swing total against a 4600 deficit, so the sumo would have been enough. Game 3 tonight ends with Ozbol in first, Mikun in second, Reriel falling to third unfortunately, and Cho in fourth. If we stand by just a moment, we will get Ozbol in for an interview. Welcome back to the stream. We have Osbald joining us for a post-game interview. Congratulations on what I believe is your second, I think, win for the league so far.
I've definitely seen him here before.
Yeah, we definitely had you here before. Let's go straight to the very last hand here. Reach Sumo Aka for the Guk 10 from two first after you've already been leapfrogged. Could you just explain to me your emotions at the time?
Apparently I'm bad at math because I was looking at it and I think I don't quite have enough at this point with the reach by itself. What do I need? 4-6?
Yeah.
No, 3-6. Yeah. Oh, whoops. I haven't muted this stream. So I'm not sure if that's quite enough. If it would have been 240 if it was off someone else.
A direct hit.
No, a direct hit was always going to be enough.
Direct hit always gets you there, and fortunately enough, that sumo actually gets you there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd forgotten about sumo, and to be honest, with this kind of hand, sumo. I actually, looking at it, the weight wasn't as bad as it might look, but at the same time, you can see 5 of my winning tiles already in the pond. 1, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, sorry, you can see 7 of them, so there's only 5 left. But it was also a case of at this point falling to third, unlikely. With an early reach, yeah, it's possible, but it needed, I think, at least a Mangan, so I wasn't too worried about that. It was just like, okay, can I reach first? So.
All right. Now let's go to East 1-1, I believe it was, where Jay had a question for you.
Yeah, no, go back. You missed it.
Mahjong Soul. Mahjong Soul, why? I scrolled past it and it doesn't let me go back.
This hand makes me question my mahjong.
It's not easy, so don't put too much hurt on yourself. But it was mostly the 9-man cut because I feel like every tile from 2 to 8, so as the Alan pointed out before, gets you into Tenpai, and always a pretty rate, and you don't even really need to cut the 6-man if you don't want to, because you always end up at least Nobutan.
I think I wanted to be able to call for Tenpai, for Tanyo. But I mean, at the same time, I could always call and throw the 9. So, the logic-wise, it doesn't make that much sense. But I feel like in general, I probably could have pushed a bit harder on this hand.
Pushed it a bit harder.
Where was it? I think the 8 so from dealer, I probably could have called.
So you're thinking call the 8 so. Oh right, yeah. Call 8 so and cut the 9-man. Yeah. Go for Tanya Dora-san.
So I probably should have called that one at least. And yes, then again, the 4-man for the 4-pin is just like, at that point, I was pushing for Tanya more than I should have, and then it probably would have been better to just throw the 4, but not as much out there that was pins, but yeah. So that one was just basically a mistake.
Now, this is your second time here. Do you have any maybe remarks or comments you'd like to make towards maybe your team not picking up the slack, or do you think that they're doing well so far?
Considering we have 3 out of 4 wins this week, I don't think they're exactly slacking.
You sure you don't want to roast Totoro a little bit?
Nah, people get bad days. I'm not sure. Me winning this one, I was expecting second or third about halfway through that one. So was it a Haneman Sumo or was it a Mangan Sumo? I think it was Haneman in the end. It was just okay, well, I guess I have a shot at least staying somewhere near the top.
Yep.
So.
All right then. Thank you very much for the interview, and congratulations on your second win of the league. We can probably expect to see you back maybe sometime then.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Thank you very much.
No worries. See you.
See you.
All right, and that brings us to the end of tonight's festivities. Once again, we'd like to thank D. Allen for joining us for commentary tonight.
Thank
he's still AFK.
Well,
Oh no, he's back. He's back. Yes.
yeah. Just saying how we'd like to thank you for joining us for commentary tonight.
Thank you.
Now, just double checking, the standings have been updated, so we will. Let me actually double check that. That might not be updated.
No, they're definitely not updated. The last
last game.
for team Zalmanica Teradus, Can't for Fun, Flame Curse, Evil Line, Doors for Losers has not yet been updated, unfortunately. But we just from the Excel spreadsheet, we can see a pretty how do we say it? Like a class system. I don't know how to say it. It's like we have a block of 4 at the top, block of 4 in the middle, and 2 and block of 2 at the bottom. But like with the UMA, it's like there's nothing that's at all safe. There's just so much more mahjong to be played, and this board could literally flip within the next few weeks.
Are you expecting to make a move soon, or you content on riding the middle of the pack until the end here?
Look, we'll see what happens. I'll just play the hands I'm given to me, but I'm looking forward to more mahjong. Like, it's always fun to watch the play, watch the plays. It's really nice to sort of see everything, and looking forward to just more and seeing how things shape up.
All right. Now, just going through the current tentative standings, we are missing one result from the games. However, as we are at the end of the end of the night, these standings shouldn't shift around all too much. Currently in first place, we have Chondo Nomi, second Flame Curse Evil Eye, third Dora for Losers, fourth AUNSW Wanderers, then followed by the pack Notice Me Tenpai Uwu, Tile Dreaming, The Last Wise Players, The Powerpuff Boys, Zomon Chickaditas, and Can for Fun. And finally, that brings us to the end of the stream. Once again, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for D. Allen joining us for commentary. If you saw any interesting plays or any exciting plays you'd like to share, feel free to tag them at hashtag ARMA League 2020. We will be back on Tenho next week for the game starting at 7 p.m. 8 p.m. AST on the Saturday. We hope to see you soon, and goodbye for now.
Bye.
Night.